Hey, what's going on, friends? Welcome back to A Story Called Fighting. My name's Angelo, and today what we're going to be talking about is Tony Ferguson and his recent loss to Charles Oliveira, which was unexpected, I think, literally by everyone. I don't think anyone really saw Charles winning that fight, especially in the way that he did. It was very impressive and surprising, and yeah, I think a lot of us were left speechless after that. I know I was. Actually, I think I had money on Tony, so yeah, kind of disappointed. But not really. I mean, you know, I lost a few bucks, but I mean, it's just, it's good to see just that level of jiu-jitsu applied in MMA, and it's good to see another competitor in the UFC just perform like that. And especially, I mean, this is crazy. This guy's in the 155-pound division. He's added into the mix with Khabib, Conor, Dustin, Justin, you know, now RDA and Charles. I mean, it's getting crazier. And Dan Hooker. I mean, it's just getting crazier and crazier. We have like 8 guys who are just killers that could all become a champion. That are all in one division. So it's going to be really, really, really interesting to see how that goes. And maybe even potential talk of Charles versus Khabib. Khabib has been saying he needs to come back to someone that motivates him, a different guy, new blood. And he hasn't really seen anyone that he could, you know, that's really going to motivate him, that is going to stand a chance against him. Charles might be the guy. Charles might be the guy. And we'll see. I mean, maybe we'll make a separate video about that, but I want to talk about Tony mostly because Tony was saying some interesting stuff before the fights. Very interesting stuff. I mean, he was just saying all these crazy things, like people owe him, and, you know, people have tried to blackmail him. The way he was talking was like it was him versus against the world, and trainers, you know, he had to let go, and you know, the media's against him, and they don't care about him, and, you know, no one cares about him, and, you know, just all this stuff that he saved the UFC or something by fighting Gaethje. Very interesting, kind of a little bit narcissistic almost, and kind of like, you know, the whole world is against me type of mentality. So I thought that was weird, but I have seen stuff like that from Tony before, so it wasn't anything crazy. But when the fight came and when it started, you just saw right away, it looked like Tony just wasn't there. Which brings me to the main point of the video, which is it over for Tony? Is he getting older? Did the Gaethje fight just take too much out of him? Is it just age? Maybe he wasn't that good to begin with and guys are just catching up. I mean, I'm not saying that personally, but I'm just throwing out options here. You know, which one is it? And to be honest with you, I think it's mostly the fact that he's getting older, and I think guys are coming up who are just better. The younger generation's coming up. I think Tony's going to be 36, or is 36, and it just, man, his age really kind of looked like it showed. Like, he got beat everywhere. He got out-wrestled by the grappler. This is one of the first times we've ever seen a grappler really dominate a wrestler like that. He out-wrestled him, he out-grappled him, he outstruck him. I mean, it was a domination. And he was setting things up left and right, flowing in and out of submissions, you know, setting up triangles. Just a very, very world-class level of a guy, of a performance, and as we're seeing as a fighter. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Charles does. But what's the future for Tony? Is the UFC going to keep him? Are they going to have him fight someone else? Even if they do have him fight someone else and he wins, what are they going to do? I mean, are they going to have him back in the mix? He just got beat by Charles Oliveira, you know, who is going to be considered on the lower end probably of the competitors that are there now. But who knows? It's going to be so crazy what's going to happen with those top 5 guys. But, you know, are they going to have Tony fight, you know, the guys in the top 15 that are ranked maybe 10 to 15, have him fight the younger guys? I don't know. I mean, I could see them giving him one more fight just because he is a big name. He has fought a lot of guys. He has done a lot for the company. He's been with the company for a long time. I could see them giving him like a respect fight, kind of like they did with, you know, Anderson. But I gotta say, I don't know if they're really going to be keeping him that long. I mean, if we're seeing guys like Yoel Romero get cut, you know, Anderson Silva, you got to think Tony might be somewhere within that talk. I mean, he's not that much younger than those guys. Probably a good 5-6 years, but you know, those guys are in their almost in their mid 40s. So he's definitely getting up there, and we're starting to see it. I don't know what they're going to do. Even if he wins his next fight, I just don't see them throwing him back in the mix with the, you know, the Savages that are in the top 5 and 6 now. So I do think probably within the next 2 years, we might see Tony kind of get cut, unfortunately. So I think that's probably what's going to happen. And I do think it might be too late for him. I mean, he got destroyed by Gaethje. He got destroyed by Oliveira. He's lost, you know, 10 out of, well, he's lost 8 out of, okay, the Justin Gaethje fight was 5 rounds, Oliveira was 3, so he's lost, you know, every round of every, the past 2 fights, he's lost every round. He's lost 8 rounds between his last 2 fights. So that doesn't look good. I mean, if they got him, if they gave him one more fight and he lost that, he would probably almost certainly be cut. But even if he wins, I don't know. I can't really see them keeping him around that much more. And if they do, I don't really know what they would do with him. I don't really know if they would focus on him anymore. They might just kind of have him be one of the fighters in the background until whenever they cut him or he decides to retire. So it would be interesting. It's kind of sad to see what's happening with all these OGs being cut. I do think there's several other big names that are going to be cut. I'm going to make another video about that, but unfortunately, I do think probably, yeah, it might be too late for Tony, and this might be the end for him. I just don't really see a slot where he fits. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let me know what you guys think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think Tony is going to be in there for another couple years? Do you think he has another shot at the you know, the title run? What do you guys think? You know, it was interesting seeing Charles Oliveira dominate him like that. There was all that talk between who would win, him or Khabib. You got to think if Charles Oliveira dominated him like that, probably would have been the same with Khabib. Probably. So we'll never know now, that's for sure. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with him and, you know, that whole division. Either way, I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. I'm sure all of you are as well. And it's going to be interesting. So my name's Angelo. This is A Story Called Fighting. And until next time.